There's a fundamental law at work in the life of every single one of us, whether we're aware of it or not. And this isn't just a nice little suggestion. It's an immutable law of the universe. For things to get better, you have to get better. For things to change, you have to change. Any desire for external change has to begin with an internal transformation. This single idea right here is the foundation for everything we're about to explore. And this brings us right to the central theme. We don't wish for fewer challenges. We build more skills. A life of substance, of honor, that isn't something you're just born into. It is something you deliberately construct, piece by piece. Okay, so where does this construction even begin? Well, like any great structure, it starts with the foundation, the bedrock upon which everything else is built. And for us, that's the body and the mind. Our first focus has to be the physical self. I want you to think of your body as a temple, because it's not just a vessel. It is the only place you actually have to live. How you treat it determines the quality of that life, period. And let's be clear, this is not about vanity. It's about vitality. It's about readiness, moving with intent, eating with purpose, sleeping with a goal. These actions do more than keep you healthy, they train your will. A strong body becomes the anchor for a strong life. I mean, think about it. If you can't command your own feet to move, how in the world will you ever have the discipline to move your mind towards your goals? With the body as our foundation, we turn to the second dimension, the mind. And this is huge. You have absolute power over your mind, not over outside events. Realizing this simple fact, that's the source of all true strength. So you're presented with a fundamental choice. On one side, you can be a slave to impulse, just blown around by every notification, every distraction. On the other, you can be the guard at the door of your own mind, carefully deciding what you allow in. The choice is stark, because if you don't design your own mental landscape, someone else will be more than happy to design it for you. All right, with that internal foundation set, let's shift our focus to the external world, the arena of action, of value, and of reputation. So the third dimension is a fundamental law of the marketplace and of life itself, and it's this. You are not paid for your time. You are paid for the value you create. So if you want to increase your worth, it's simple. You must increase your skill. You have to develop a craft. I don't care if it's communication, business, or an art, but develop it to the point that you become undeniable. Skill is the currency of real, earned confidence. The fourth dimension is your word. This is the bedrock of all lasting influence and personal power. Your word has to be iron. Just think about that for a second. Your character is literally built by keeping promises, especially the ones you make to yourself. If you say you'll be there at 8, you're there at 10 to 8. When you learn to trust yourself, that's when the world will start to trust you. We've established the foundation. Now let's turn to the active discipline required to keep refining it, and the mission that fuels that entire process. So, the fifth dimension is all about elimination. See, every great garden needs weeding. And this isn't about depriving yourself. It's about intentionally and ruthlessly clearing out what holds you back. And you know what I'm talking about. Mindless scrolling, cheap distractions, the behaviors that offer a little comfort today, but lead to a ton of regret tomorrow. These are the common habits that just drain your energy and lead straight to mediocrity. And, true discipline isn't a cage. It's the key that unlocks you from these self-imposed prisons. So what powers all this discipline? Well, that's the sixth dimension. Purpose. Your mission. A man without a mission is just adrift at sea. This is the essential question you have to answer for yourself. What are you building? What is your legacy? What is the ultimate end you have in mind? Because if your goal isn't bigger than your comfort, I promise you, you will quit at the first sign of a storm. So, we have the foundation and we have the fuel. Now, we arrive at the final, and maybe the most powerful dimension of all, the actual daily method for achieving monumental results. And here's the secret. You don't need some massive revolution in your life. You just need a quiet, daily evolution. 1%. That's it. This small, consistent daily effort, that's where the magic happens. It seems completely insignificant on any given day, but its power is cumulative, and over time, it becomes unstoppable. And what does this look like in practice? It's just the commitment to read one more page to strengthen the mind, to do one more rep to strengthen the body, and to make one better decision to strengthen the character. That's it. Success is simply the sum of these small disciplines practiced every single day. You see, becoming a person of honor, building this disciplined life, it is not some loud public performance. It is the quiet, daily work you do when no one is watching. That work, right there, is what determines who you are when the world is finally looking. So the only question that really remains is the one right here on your screen. Work on your body, strengthen your mind, build your mission. Do it daily. And just see what happens. Why not see how much you can become?